All right.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what
So
happens.
here we are, starting off after so long. Does okay? So last thing that happened last session, right? You guys decided to question Cloven. Okay. Let's backtrack even further though. The reason why you guys are here at the Abbey, is to cleanse one of the Fanes, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. And so you found from a ghost man in the gardens that the reason the Fane is corrupted is because something happened to the abbot here, something that caused him to get a little bit messed up. And the only one that actually knew what was going on, who seemed to be orchestrating it, was the guy Cloven, the creepy three-armed guy with the little bone mask who was uh, tending to the crazies in the inmate house. So you guys decided to go ahead and confront him. There was a battle, and he was killed, and a bunch of bugs came out of him and started attacking you too. And also that giant monstrosity creature that was wandering around in the hallways that everybody kept running circles around throughout the entire, I think, session before that. Showed his face, and then Telwyn managed to, I think, do the final blow on him. I'm pretty sure. Altheo summoned his Needle Blight to do some fighting with you guys. Duncan shot arrows from afar. Rocky was up close and personal. But I think Telwyn and Rocky are the only ones that took damage during the fight.
Serves him right.
I'm half dead.
Um, yeah, so after that, Cloven dissolved into like a pile of bugs. He also dropped a locket he was wearing, which I think, Rocky, you said you picked up?
That sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, I feel like you don't even have to ask. Like this man has sticky fingers. He'd be picking up everything, right? Anything that's not bolted down is going into his pockets.
I don't have it in my
Only thing
inventory,
you can
but
steal is
I'd be
a hot
happy to
stove.
add it.
Yeah, it's currently closed, but yeah, it's like this strange, like, chitinous material. Um, is there anything major that I'm missing right here?
I bought a love potion.
That was like a couple sessions before this last one.
Well, one thing that might be relevant that you may not have mentioned, and actually, it's probably something we should discuss. It was that the abbot, when Enrieth was interacting with him, Enrieth perceived that there was some kind of demonic force that was altering his mind, or some dark force that was altering his mind.
Yes.
He perceived that kind of spiritually, but I don't think he shared that with everybody. I think he may have just acted skeptically, but I don't think that he sat us down and told us, like, hey, there's something wrong with the abbot.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You also know from the ghost guy that you talked to that Cloven did something to cause like the abbot to get like taken
Yeah.
over or something like that by some kind
Yeah.
of other force. You don't know how he did it. Cloven died before you could say anything.
Yeah, I'm regretting that right when you did that recap.
We just killed him. Yeah, we just
Yeah, nobody questioned him, and
we never really gave
nobody
him a chance.
non-lethaled him.
I am called the murder bird for a reason. That's what I do. I kill things.
How do you non-lethal man when he's got bugs coming out of him?
You collect the bugs, put them in a jar.
Yeah. Okay, so other than that, I didn't really miss anything else, right? That's pretty
I don't
much
think so.
sums things up.
I think that um, I think that Molly's character actually got downed, right?
She did, but she's back up now because she got healed.
Okay, good. All right. Then I think
She's
we're up
at
to speed.
she's at 21 hit points now, so she's good. Okay,
All
so
right, perfect.
yeah, so here we are. You're in the courtyard of the abbey still. Rocky has just picked up this strange. It's this lock. It's made of like this strange chitinous material. Altheo still has his needle blight ready. Everybody's still looking rough from the combat. That horror creature thing is lying dead on the ground, right over there. So, what are you guys doing?
Well, I will first prayer of thankfulness to Desna by making the sound of sputtering flames, and then look at this locket and see if I can find anything out about it.
Okay. What do you want to do in particular with it?
See if I can find anything about the outside, and then try to open it.
Okay. As you examine it around the outside, it just seems like, yeah, that strange, weird material. It's not like made out of metal, as a locket normally would be, and it seems like there's like a little, like, latch for opening it.
I'm gonna try to open it.
Okay. It opens up easily enough. I'm actually going to show you what it looks like on the inside. So you should be able to see that there as you open it up.
That.
Yeah, it's a strange glowing, faintly glowing green signia.
I think I'm closest to Altheo. I'll wave him over and just flip it around and show him the bug, and I'll show Duncan as well.
Okay, Altheo takes a look at it. He seems a little bit taken aback by it. Doesn't really say much.
Are you sure you should be touching that? It looks dangerous.
I just shrug.
As you guys are examining this locket, you hear some voices coming from outside the courtyard, back from like the main entrance. Kind of some footsteps coming this way, and sounds like a couple voices. And kind of one of them is a familiar voice, too. And so this way is how you get to the abbot. Yeah, you just go through the gates here, and you find him. You know.
Thank you, kind dog thing.
What's a dog?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, I probably will later. So anyway, yeah, this is the entrance here. If you just go straight on in, you should be able to see the abbot, and he'll help you out. You need anything else from me today?
No, you have been remarkable.
Oh, well, that sounds good. I hope that's a good thing.
It is.
Well then, yeah, that's great. Alright, well, you guys need anything else, you just let old Otto know, and I'll be right over where you left me last. Or saw me last. Whatever.
Of course.
Well,
good day.
Good luck. Bye. And you hear, like, the voices coming through, and you see two new figures come through. So Tyler and Chandler, if you guys want to, like, describe your characters, whoever wants to describe first. Oh, Chandler, so since you haven't used Roll20, you just drag your token wherever you want to go, and it should show you what your character can see. So this right over here is like the entranceway into the abbey, and it'll lead into the courtyard in there. And you just drag it around whenever you want to move your character somewhere.
Alright.
But whoever wants to describe their characters first.
For the record, they're entering into a scene of, like, of murder, momentary, just moments ago. We all have our weapons drawn. We're literally searching corpses.
There's a giant awful creature that looks like, oh, hold on.
Pull a picture of Kelly up. I've named it Kelly.
Yeah, there's a picture, there's like this slain thing on the ground nearby.
That's cute.
It's just got like a giant gash driven through it from like a giant sword, and it's smashed into one of the walls.
For my character, as he walks through the gate, you see a rather collected Birdman.
Great, another one. Oh my god.
5 feet tall, a little bit over. He's walking with his hands folded together. He's got big black. He resembles a lot like a raven. He's got big wings behind him. He's wearing some ceremonial robes, and he's got wrappings over his hands and talons. And then a staff with whistles attached to the end of it, to one end of it, is on his back. I don't know. Can I share his picture somehow?
Uh,
Oh, we were seeing
yeah,
it.
I already
You can
showed
do
it.
Cool.
And then Chandler, if you want to share your guy. Is your voice chat working, Chandler? Because I can't quite hear you.
At all.
Yeah, he's not transmitting.
Well, there might not be another character just yet. He just is staring.
There's just
He's
a
just
little-
he's just silent right now. Just a silent little. Well, I'll describe him for right now. He is a halfling. Let me show you guys. Little halfling man. He's got a little banjo and a hat as he comes up. Really silent. His face kind of shrouded in shadow. Are you here, Chandler?
Am I here? I
Yeah.
can't tell.
Hey, there he is.
There he is.
Am I-
Look at that.
Am I back?
Yeah, we can hear you
Welcome
now.
back.
All right, so Tyler just was describing his character as he came onto the scene. Do you want to go ahead and describe a little bit about your character? I guess not.
We lose him again? Even amidst walking into this gruesome scene, this Birdman looks very collected and unfazed.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Chandler made his character like literally 20 minutes ago, so, and signed up for Mumble like 20 minutes ago, so there's probably going to be some technical difficulties.
It's all good.
That's perfectly fine. Rocky, seeing them, can I see them come in at this point?
Yeah, you all can see them come through this courtyard right over here.
Doug is just gonna give them both a curt nod and say, "If you're looking for the abbot, he's that way," and he's gonna like point over just across the yard.
I'm gonna give him a nice little bow, my hand still folded. Thank you very much, sir.
Oh, this
I'm
one
gonna
talks.
do a double take and just glare at Eric Cochran.
Can you hear him? This one can speak.
Hey, am I going now?
Hey,
Are we good now?
Yeah.
Did I get it?
How long is
We
it gonna
can-
last?
That's a good question. That's a very good question.
I don't know. You just like go silent for like a huge chunk of time.
Can I
Uh,
just say everything you need to say in 5
It's
seconds?
part of my character now. I was just silent. I was observing the entire situation, basically.
Okay.
So, are we gonna backtrack? What
Yeah, so we can describe your character.
I could hear everything. I just couldn't say anything. So.
Alright.
Alright,
Yeah, just
so go
describe
ahead.
your character as you walk through the gate.
So, walking up, probably unnoticed behind the raven, I kind of push past the birdman's feathers, and my hat kind of falls to one side. I don't know if you want to pull a picture up or you can pull a picture up, but I look like a tiny, dirty hobo, basically. Just this kind of scratches the 5 o'clock shadow is kind of starting to grow today. It's right at that point where the beard is kind of not fully grown in yet, just really, really itchy at the moment. Has a banjo tethered to his back with a fancy looking face on it, unique design, and just kind of wanders in. Really casual about everything as well. A bit off put by the evil looking creature that is being flayed and looted over at the moment, but nonetheless, just kind of excited to be seeing other people, it looks like.
Oh, also just so you know, they have like a little tree man, like a very tiny little tree guy with them as well.
Well, that is extremely interesting, actually.
This is a very colorful group.
So for the sake, because you guys might not know our characters.
Yeah, so if you guys want to describe your characters to the guests
I
here.
would love to hear that.
Yeah, Rocky is 4'8". He's a kangaroo
How tall?
with yellow-orange eyes. And then he's got black feathers like a crow as well, with a hook, like a not quite a hook, but he's got like a spike on his beak that points backwards, kind of like a fish hook. And then at the tips of his arm feathers, it has iridescent blue, but you can't see that because right now he's wrapped up in kind of tight, like cloth and leather robes, and has a hood over his head.
Lovely.
And then I guess Duncan, you can describe your character.
He's a middle-aged man. He sports a mustache and a goatee. Kind of has a, there's like a sneer is never far from his lips and face there, because he's just kind of, you can tell he has a very superior air to him because he's a former noble. And that's pretty much all you really need to know for now.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look at this. Is it Aarakocra?
Yeah.
Okay. Just give like a feline hiss that turns into just a scoff, and continue what I was doing.
I'll nod my head at it. The bird that hissed at me.
I'm giving you side eye.
You said the abbot was which way?
Through the gate over there.
The gate. Oh, thank you very much.
I know, I just pinged it.
The little halfling man, have you always been following me?
I've been following you for a while now. I like the shade that your wings provide, not gonna lie.
Oh, well, you could have just asked.
Yeah, well, most people don't take too kindly to me following them around, so I figured just to lay low would be better.
I understand completely. And I lift one of my wings up over him a little bit better.
Well, I greatly appreciate that, not gonna lie.
Well, I'll suppose, what leads you all to this site?
I'm gonna point
Well,
to the
long
most
story.
disgusting-looking dead thing.
Yes, it is kind of a long story. I don't suppose you're from around here, are you?
Not quite.
Not quite as in you're imprisoned here like us, or not quite as in you've just arrived?
I am never a prisoner.
Cryptic, all right. Yes, we're here taking care of something. As you can see, this place.
We all are trying to achieve something.
Duncan just gonna kind of like, gotta shrink back, like, all right.
The bird's full of them. He talks to himself too, so he's gonna say this whether or not you're here.
All right.
Where are my manners? My name is Mao Tan.
I'm Duncan. Duncan Marbrand. Lord Duncan Marbrand, actually.
Oh, Lord. Well, I give him a bow.
Duncan will just like self-satisfied smirk, kind of look around to his companions, because they don't usually treat him with that much respect.
Do not come across many lords, but it is an honor.
Yes, they're in a short supply in these realms.
Indeed.
Refusing to look at Mautan, will look at the halfling and say in a female voice, Rocky.
That's his name. He doesn't speak. You'll get used to it.
Okay.
The female in the group, she puts a hand out. Telwyn is the name.
I give it a handshake.
Well, since we're all sharing, my name is Osman.
Pleasure to finally meet you, Osman.
Pleasure to finally learn your name.
And my name's Alfio. The dark-haired elf chimes
Goodness,
in.
there's more of them.
Yes, there's also a dark-haired elf. He's got a stick man next to him.
Yes, and what is your tree friend's name?
You know, did Alfio name him?
I actually think that he may have.
I don't remember what he named him. I think
It's
it was
alright.
like after like. I want to say he named it after like a Pokemon, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Oh, some days he's
Was
got
it
names.
Trico?
Hmm.
Now it is. Yeah, this is Trico.
A
Trico
pleasure.
Trico doesn't say
Trico.
anything. He just stands there, motionless.
I'm sorry to say that you gentlemen are a little late to the party. If you're here for the purposes of destroying evil and cleansing the fane of this realm.
I did not realize there was such evil here.
Doug will just kind of like shrug and gesture to the giant abomination, three-headed abomination, dead and slumped against the castle wall behind him.
I'm gonna look right at Mautan and say, "Such evil here."
And the crazy spider woman that's still chained up in the yard.
Oh yeah, there is a crazy spider woman chained up in the yard.
Why is she chained up?
Well, didn't you remember there was a spider woman chained up on our way in here?
I must have overlooked that.
Listen, let me-
She's right over here.
Ah,
She just is staring at all of you right now, just kind of like chittering a little bit, but not doing much else.
I
will
tip my tall hat towards her.
calmly approach it.
She kind of shrinks back a little bit next to the post that she's chained to.
Can I? There we go. What time of day is it?
It's should be midday right now, a little bit
Yeah.
before noon actually.
Yeah, probably mid-morning, because we went up there early in the morning and we just got right to it, right? So
Good morrow, young
I did-
lady.
She just kind of goes.
I give her a bow. Oh dear.
She's kind of foaming a little bit at the mouth.
What is wrong with her?
you seem like reasonable fellows, so perhaps we should explain the circumstances of this place. You see, the abbot has a penchant for experimentation, you see.
What
Yeah,
kinds?
Well, did you see that young man at the gate, Otto?
Oh yes, a charming fellow.
Did you not
Little-
notice that he's half human, half animal?
I do not judge.
All right. Well, the abbot enjoys experimenting and extending the lives of his patrons by fusing their bodies with those of animals and creating these monstrosities.
It's much more disturbing than I would have thought would be here.
Oh yes, it's a very macabre scene.
Yes. I am on official business from another monastery. We are concerned about, well, mostly I am. It's been a while. I am very concerned about losing contact with this place and found it strange that after so long we gave up on it. I came here to investigate and see what was happening. Didn't suspect it'd be this bad, though.
Well, the abbot himself has been a genuine man through and through, but he does seem a bit eccentric. I can't say that he's been anything but hospitable to us, but these creatures, I mean, you need only look at them.
They are,
You hear another hiss come from the spider woman.
that's lovely, dear. Well, I say we have a little chat with this abbot, don't you?
Well, I'm always a fan of talking to people, so
You
let's
always
get to
learn
it.
the most interesting things. I'm sure the abbot has his reasons, and we'll listen to other people's reasons.
Maybe this was just a big misunderstanding. We don't really
I'm
know
sure.
yet.
Perhaps he got carried away. Maybe he doesn't know that what he is doing is a little gray area.
He did seem very sure of what he was doing. We had a very contentious partner in our group who made it his purpose to try and explain the ills of what was going on here, but the abbot didn't seem to take too well to it. He was never more than pleasant with us, though, even though we disagreed with what he was doing.
Gentlemen.
Yeah. Alfio kind of just wondering what you were going to say next. So, are we taking care of the abbot or what?
Oh. I would very much like to talk to him. That is why I am here. I do not know about all of you.
Rocky kind of rolls his eyes and turns around and starts walking towards the doorway to the abbot.
Have you all forgotten
Good
we have a fane to cleanse? We still have to find it.
Yes, what is it? You mentioned that before. What does that mean?
Since you ask these questions, you must be ignorant of the circumstances in this place.
I have just arrived.
Yes, and I dare say you won't be leaving anytime soon.
We shall see.
This place...
This is a simple walk.
This place is just a strange land, surrounded by an impenetrable fog that when you try to leave, it turns you back the way you came from. We can't leave. We've tried.
Have you tried walking backwards through the fog?
Oh, yes. That
Leaving
could
the
do
way you
trick.
came.
Duggan will just look down at him and kind of give that some thought, and then just kind of stroke his goatee. You know what? Actually, I don't know if we did do that. And he'll just look around the group and kind of shrug at the rest of them.
Truly wonderful the minds of halflings are.
I spin my banjo back to the front and just start just aimlessly playing a few notes, and I'm just like, look, you're never lost if you start walking backwards. I've walked backwards for however many years I've been alive. Can't quite remember, scratching my chin a little bit. Either way, you're never really lost if you know what you're looking for.
Even though we didn't try that particular method, we did have it on good authority that we were indeed trapped here, and it seems to line up with our circumstances. Some people we trust informed us that was the case. At any rate, we need to cleanse the fanes in order to put us one step closer to our goal of leaving this place.
I will nod a little bit at Duncan, and in the same female voice that said my name, say, "Cleanse the fanes."
So does your bird not talk outside of just repeating things that others have said?
Duggan will just kind of look at everyone. He's not our bird, but yes. Rocky communicates in a very peculiar way.
I am very curious.
I just look at him and say, "Bird not talk," and then just shrug.
I'm gonna walk over to Rocky here. If I can, I'd like to try something out.
He doesn't stop you or anything. He kind of looks at you, cocks his head a little bit to the side, looks down.
I'm going to take out my very strange-looking banjo, and I'm just gonna start playing a few notes. And I'm just gonna kind of give you a nod, see if you want to start copying my notes here, and I'm gonna try to start like a harmony going on here.
He looked super confused at Duncan, and then at you, and gathers your meaning and can perfectly mimic the notes.
And I'm just gonna sit crisscross on the ground and just go, "See, look at that. I don't know what kind of situation you all were just in, but I feel like we just made this a little bit brighter, and that's just what you gotta look to sometimes."
A little weird bird smile appears on my beak. I kind of bob my head back and forth to left and right as I still have my hands folded together. This is quite a pleasant tune.
Thank you. It's just something I picked from home, so.
Well,
Anyway, since you all apparently know more than us, then I will let you all take the lead. I am very small, and I would appreciate if I could potentially follow along. I will keep out of your hair and potentially assist any way I can.
Yes, and I have only just arrived, as you noted. I know nothing about this new land, so you all seem much more experienced than I.
I will nod and click my beak a couple times, and then just say, more experience than I, and then turn and walk towards the entrance to the abbot's area. Just kind of taking the lead.
Alright. Altheo and Telwyn kind of follow behind you. Kind of uncharacteristically quiet.
But we have a feigned cleanse. Don't just kind of like mope and then follow after them.
Telwyn looks back and just says, well, to clear the Fane, we had to do something with the abbot, right? Let's try it.
I'm going to see if I can see anybody in here.
As you come inside, you see the long table still. Vasilka is there trying to eat her breakfast, but she is failing to grasp how to do so in a efficient manner. There's just kind of food getting splattered all over the place. The abbot is just looking on. So for a description of Vasilka, she is kind of pieced together from random stitchings, and the abbot is just this serene-looking man in these elaborate gowns. He's got his head covered with I don't know what you call like the little abbot hat, but
Isn't that like a habit or something?
yeah, something like that.
It's called a miter.
Miter.
I feel strange as of late, Vasilka. What could this mean? He's got his back to you right now as he's looking at Vasilka. I just don't know what to do, really. And you see all of a sudden, like, him kind of like stiffen up in posture. It's obvious what we need to do. We need to get rid of the Bright One. Yes, I suppose you're right.
Rocky will kind of like click his beak together, just to kind of let the abbot know that he's not alone.
You see him kind of like jump up a little bit, and he kind of turns to face you now. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there.
It is quite alright, you were not looking.
Yes, I suppose that's true. What can I do have you been back long? I don't... You seem kind of twitching a little bit.
I'm going to say in a certain innkeeper's voice, no offense, but you all look like shit. And look right at the abbot.
You see his eyes kind of take like a different color almost for an instant and then go back to normal. Sorry, don't know what that was. You see he's actually looking straight at Telwyn. Like, not losing eye contact with her.
I take it you're the abbot I've heard about.
Yes, that's what they call me. And you are? I don't believe we've met.
Well, my name is Mautan, and I give him a curt bow.
This bird talks, actually.
Yes, I do. I don't... do you have a name I may call you by, besides from the abbot?
Oh, well, the abbot's what I've gone by for so long now. So, you can call me the abbot.
Very well. How long have you been keeper of this place, might I ask?
Oh, I think I've been here for about a little bit under 100 years now, I think.
100, that's quite a while. I'm from the sister monastery over in Dominaria. We have not heard from you in well over 100 years. Don't honestly know what happened here, why we lost contact. I've come to investigate.
Well, you see, you kind of see it, his voice just kind of like stiffens up. It's a perfectly natural reason why. And then just goes back to normal again. There's nothing to worry about here, really. I don't think. He's still looking right at Telwyn, not at you.
Are you feeling alright, sir?
I'm feeling quite alright. Why? He kind of like scratching at his arm.
Just sounded like you had something stuck in your throat for a minute.
Oh, yes, I suppose that must have been a carrot. Or celery, something. I don't. I'm teaching Vasilka here how to eat properly. You see Vasilka's face just covered in like scraps of food as she's just stuffing everything into her face.
Charming.
She says.
And a good day to you too, ma'am.
She goes back to like, she just sticks her face right on the plate and begins eating. The abbot doesn't really seem to notice.
As this is happening, Duncan's just gonna look back to Osmond and the rest of the group and just mouth the words, "What the fuck?"
Osmond's just kind of gonna shrug a little bit and kind of move forward, just so I can be up closer and personal.
Here, do you want me to... Here, I'm gonna put up my wing so that Osmond can get beneath it.
Well, thank you. We are inside currently, but I do appreciate the gesture.
Well, if you ever need it. So, do you have any idea why you've stopped keeping contact with us?
Yes, well, you see, this land is, under a bit of a dark oppression right now, so I'm here just doing my best to cleanse it, doing my best. There's an evil overlord here, goes by the name of Strahd, so I'm healing him, yes. And I think I've quite found the cure, so I don't really need help from outside. What monastery did you say you were from again?
Dominaria.
Yes, that's one of the Lathander ones. Well, Lathander has given me all the powers I need, and he's actually guided me in what I need to do here. You see, I've made Strahd a bride because I have devised that he has not really found love. He's sought it, but hasn't really found it. So once he realizes his true love is Vasilka here, and Vasilka just, like, lets out, like, this gurgling noise as she continues to, like, down food. Once he realizes that this is his true love, he'll go back to normal.
Love. I
Yes.
give Duncan a weird look.
What?
Gently.
You think love is the cure?
Do I think love is the cure?
Oh,
No.
I'm sorry. I'm talking to Abbott. Sorry.
Oh.
Sure, love is always a cure. I've tried many various things. I believe this is definitely the key, though.
Interesting. Excuse me a moment. I gesture to everyone else to get a little bit closer. Something
I will
doesn't
begrudgingly
seem...
do so.
Something doesn't seem right here.
Really? Are your keen senses of observation telling you that?
They are.
Rocky looks a little surprised by this.
Do you realize he's gone mad? Look at this place. Look at the monstrosities round. They tried to kill us.
I'm not sure if he's entirely mad. What do you think, Osmond?
Well, can I see the abbot?
Yeah, actually, as you notice, he's kind of inching a little bit closer. Looks like he's, like, still staring at Telwyn and trying to get closer to her.
I'm gonna quizzically look him up and down. Does he look completely mad?
Make a... just
Insight?
Yeah, you can make an insight on this one, actually.
All right.
Okay, 1 second.
All right.
It's hard to read. You notice he just has like an intense stare as he's looking at Telwyn, this woman. She's got like this long silver hair, kind of like the really pale skin. But you notice like the abbot's eyes are kind of red right now, when before they were a green color.
His eyes have shifted color?
Yeah.
All right. And I'm going to turn back to the group. Look, this is one of the not the weirder things that I've seen, but this does send a shiver up my spine slightly. So I understand what you're talking about. I'm just going to try to play it cool, but if it becomes go time, then just let me know, and I
will
strum a little tune.
I will interject in Alfio's voice and say, thumbs down for kill. And just give a nod of understanding.
I give a nod back.
That's an in-group meme, don't worry.
Yes, well, I for one don't believe violence will solve anything here.
Well, in all fairness, there was another side to this that perhaps we haven't fully fleshed out. He told us a story of his encounter with Lathander himself.
Yes.
And
Oh, Abbott, would you like to join us?
Yes.
Noticing he has gotten closer.
Excuse me, but your friend here, and he's looking still at Telwyn, she gives off this aura. I'm not sure if you felt it.
Looks quite normal.
I mean, she can be pretty mean in a fight, but I can't say that I've perceived any aura from her.
She hasn't told you what she is, has she?
Here we go. All right.
Look, just leave her with me. You don't want to deal with what she is. She looks kind of uncomfortably around.
For the
Excuse
record,
me?
For the record, if Telwyn was here, if Molly was here, like he wouldn't even have gotten this far in the conversation.
Oh,
She'd
yeah.
already be gearing up to go at this guy.
She has like her hand on her blade. Actually, no, she just has her blade out at this point.
Oh, no need for that, ma'am.
I'm not going. I'm not staying. I'm not staying at all.
Rocky will quietly draw his comma and just keep it at the ready but kind of hidden.
I must ask, where is Cloven?
I'm going to look very awkwardly between Alfio and Duncan and say in Alfio's voice, thumbs up for keep alive. And then kind of give a thank you smile to the abbot.
You notice him once again kind of twitch a little bit. He goes and scratches at like his arm, his forearm again.
Listen, your man Cloven. There was nothing we could do to stop it.
Stop.
But something
what?
something bad happened to him, and I'm afraid he's no longer with us.
What do you mean? What happened?
And Doug is like thinking back to like the bugs that were crawling out of his dying body and like the arrows that he fired into him.
I'm going to make a sound with the spider creature.
Are you saying Marzina killed him?
Mazina killed him.
I'm gonna have you go ahead and roll a deception check on that.
This is going to be so bad.
Oh dear, is that why you had her chained up?
Can I only use... Oh, I don't have any luck points.
Alright, so you got a 10.
I got
It's
a
better this
10.
way. It's better this way.
He looks at you quizzically. Marzina, you didn't really go near her. You're saying just now, out of the blue, he would drop his guard and allow her to kill him. I mean, she has killed before, granted, but he was very careful.
I'm just gonna give a little bit of a shrug and then just nod, like, yeah, it happened.
I see. In any matter, I would ask what you are still doing here. I have very many things I need to do now.
I will say, I would ask what you're still doing here.
Yesterday you
Let's look
treated
at
us
him.
as. Yesterday you welcomed us as guests.
Yes, well, the gods are fickle and so am I. Now, if you'd be so kind.
Yes, well, I, for one, do not submit to what any god tells me to do. This abbey, it concerns me.
And why would that be, my feathered friend?
Well, my dear abbot, there are strange animal people at the unnatural animal people, mind you, at the gates. The spider lady.
Those were poor, unfortunate souls that did not have life, but now do have life. I gave that to them.
Do you hear yourself? And how can they have been unfortunate souls if they were not alive previously?
That's what makes them so unfortunate. Now they are fortunate to be living. They had nothing before. Now they have stuff. You see his head just kind of like switches and then goes back to normal.
I will need to make a full documentation of everything at this abbey and bring it back to the monks back at the monastery.
Yes, as you were. I have the full blessing of Lathander himself, so you don't need to be concerned.
Nevertheless, it must be done.
DM, can I kiss as a short rest and cover some HP?
That's gonna like take some time with like you sitting and like actually taking time to rest up.
Okay, that's fine. I won't use it then. I'll just continue.
Okay. What is everybody else doing at the moment?
Duncan's just standing there in shock at just how oblivious these people can be. There's clearly something wrong with this man. He wants to go and file paperwork.
Yeah, Osmond's a little bit on Duncan's side here. I think Osmond is probably going to actually move closer to Duncan. I don't know where Duncan is at the moment. I can't see him.
I'm just around the corner. Just you keep coming through and look north. I'm there.
Yeah, I'm going to move over next to you because I am starting to get really uneasy vibes about this. And it is very dark in this room. And everything just kind of is setting off red flags for Osmond.
The abbot just kind of like lets out a long breath. You killed him, didn't you? My friend.
Who is he talking to?
Just everybody in general.
Oh.
Now, before I say yes, I just want to make it clear that we weren't aware that he was your friend. If we had known, it may have changed the way we went about doing things, so you cannot hold that against us. He was evil and strange, and we heard from a ghost that we needed to kill him.
Kill the man.
I'm gonna close my eyes and just rub my fingers together and make the sound of a sputtering flame and just say a small prayer to Desma because Rocky doesn't know what to do at this point. And just see if I can get any guidance on that front.
Listen, personally, I'm not in the habit of listening to the demands of strange ghost people. But there are other people in this group, and he's gonna like look around, accusing stare at everybody else, who just love to do the whims of the dead.
Can't go around killing everyone because a ghost says so.
I don't know. I've met some pretty convincing ghosts before.
Look, I agree with this, bird man. What you say your name was again?
Mao Tan.
Yes, just because a ghost told you to kill someone. It's not as if Lathander himself told you. That would be a
And
different
even
story.
then, that would be a questionable order.
Well, sometimes it happens, you know, for the greater good.
There is no good of killing.
If it serves the natural order of things, if it serves law, then yes. You see the abbot's eyes flash red again. Sometimes it can be lawful.
Only in dire circumstances, perhaps.
As he just looks around the room, he realizes that he is surrounded by a bunch of questioning people. Well, I'm afraid that I must turn in for the evening. Good luck with whatever you're doing. But I'm afraid I'm quite tired and must take respite.
It is only midday.
Oh, is it? He looks around a little bit. And, yes, very tired, if you will excuse me. And he begins walking towards the stairs. Come, Vasilka, you've eaten enough for tonight.
I'm gonna grab his shoulder and just hold him in place because he's getting closer to Tilwyn.
Okay, as you grab his shoulder, you feel like it is hot to the touch, and you see his face turns towards you, and his eyes glow red once more, and you can see almost like a smoldering flame in them.
I just want to repeat that if Telvin was here, there would be a fight happening already.
It is a good thing she is not herself today.
Yeah.
Dude, oh man. I did not mean to actually cast that one.
You just shoot him with Sacred Flame.
Just as you're
Flame.
holding his shoulder, just clear him.
I'm just gonna just stare at him because Rocky doesn't even know what to say, what to think about this guy, but he's just gonna stare at him and just hold him in place.
Okay, he locks eyes back with you. Now, I've treated you kind before, but unhand me now. His voice just subtly changes.
Can I try to depict what is happening with him with these eyes and
Yeah,
voices?
you can roll an insight. Anybody who
Okay.
wants to can roll an insight here.
I would very much like to roll an
Perhaps.
insight.
Like, we shouldn't have to roll an insight. I mean, it's been pretty obvious.
Well,
am
I
not
would
going
like to.
I'd like to know specifics.
I don't think Rocky fully would get it because he can't have original thought, and this is very original.
Gotcha.
I've seen a lot of various diseases, and I have had a lot of various diseases Osmond had over the time. Could I check and see, can I look this guy over and see if this is some sort of illness that he's suffering, some sort of physical ailment, or this is supernatural in nature?
If you want it to be, I mean, you can decide. Do you want to if this is some kind of sickness? You can do a medicine check. If you want to see if it's like some kind of supernatural thing, you can roll a religion check.
I am fairly decent at both those things. I am going to check if this is supernatural.
Oh, 19.
Oh, wow.
This seems like You've been around the block, Osmond.
You've been afflicted with this.
You've seen. You might have been afflicted with this at one point. This seems
I
like
might
some
have
kind of.
been.
This has the mannerisms of a demonic possession.
I am going to turn to Duncan. Well, I'm actually going to probably stay behind him. And kind of tug on the back of his, I'm not sure what outfit he's wearing, but tug on some sort of tassel so that he gets down to my level.
Are you actually sacred flaming him this time?
No, I'm literally just trying to see what this thing does.
And I'm going to get down to Duncan's level and I'm going to say, look, so I've seen a lot of things around here. This is not a natural occurrence. This man is obviously under some kind of possession.
Yes, but my problem is that I don't know whether it's a good possession or a bad possession.
Well, I can say from personal experience, most possessions are bad.
Was Osmond possessed before?
Look, look, where do you think this banjo came from? I'm not gonna lie. Have you seen the face on this thing? It is obviously haunted.
Listen, I understand that there are a lot of bad possessions, but he speaks of Lathander, and he gives these people life. He helped to bring our friend back to life.
Can I roll an insight check just to get a feel for him? I wouldn't be able to fully ascertain that he's got some crazy junk going on in his head. But
Yeah, you can roll an
just
insight
get,
for
like,
like what immediate things he might be doing.
I rolled a 10.
Hard to tell. You sense hostility from him, but other than that, that's the main gist you get is hostility.
Yeah, I'll take my hand off and just, in a swift moment, give Kanku smile, and then say, for the first time in my own voice, Desna will cleanse you, and cast Sacred Flame.
Well, there's
Oh,
the real
dear.
Sacred Flame.
Okay, so he has to make a
This
dex
one's
save.
real. Yeah.
All right, 1 sec. That is a 10.
Oh my gosh, the save 12.
Yeah, so the save is 12. He takes 14 radiant damage. Well, actually, you notice the flame hit him, and it just bounces off and kind of evaporates in the air.
So, do I get the sense that it did nothing, or it did less?
You get the
if
sense
I
that he
know.
like didn't even really feel it, and you see like a smile go up on his face.
Oh dear.
I
I'm
have made
terribly
mistakes.
sorry about this.
Are you attacking a member, a servant of... I can't say the name any longer. Pretending to serve that awful being.
Duncan's just gonna, Osmond, I guess you were right. I think I owe you a chicken dinner.
Well, I greatly appreciate that, but maybe this is not now the appropriate time.
And everybody is too close to cast Arms of Hadar.
I defensively raise my banjo.
I stay as calm and collected as ever.
Duncan just backs up into the nearest wall, flattens himself against it.
I'm going to give you one chance to walk out of here. Take it or leave it.
Come along, let's go. Come on.
Oh, hold on. There is no need for this. We're all reasonable fellows, I'm sure. This was all a misunderstanding. Right, Rocky, was it?
You have divineness upon you too. He looks at you, Rocky. Your friend Rocky and your friend Telwyn, they stay with me. And you leave.
More like acquaintances. I just met them 10 minutes ago.
Telwyn has
Yeah.
her sword out once again. Is like, we're not leaving anyone here with you.
They have free will. They may decide if they would like to stay or leave.
Yeah, I'm pulling my combo full out at this point. Like, I'm not hiding it or anything. And just glaring at him.
My hands are still folded together.
I'm gonna look at that golem. What's the golem doing? She's still at that table?
She's just kind of like looking at you guys, kind of with like a confused look on her face. She's kind of like tilts her head, like almost like a dog, almost like you know, when like a dog just kind of like tilts its head like a curious gesture.
I'm just gonna start tuning my instrument.
When Duncan realizes the way things are going and that they're probably gonna have to stand their ground, he kind of reluctantly swings his crossbow from over his shoulder, and he's just like, every time we go anywhere, this is what happens. Why can't we just leave things alone?
Is this a regular occurrence for you? Did I pick the wrong group of travelers?
Really, there's no need for violence.
You did pick the wrong group of travelers.
Yeah, can I? I just want to stab him. Can I stab him?
Yeah, you can go and stab him. Make an
You know
attack.
what we
Make an
need
attack
is-
roll.
You know what we all need. Some herbal tea. That will calm us down.
Oh my gosh.
I'll
Yeah, I'm
start
gonna
reaching
stab
into
him
my
with silver
bag.
comma. I got it.
Nat one. You take your comma out and you go to move it forward, and he just kind of like bats it out of your hand before you even recognize that he's done it, and you just see it go flying across the room. I was afraid it wouldn't have to come to this, but I haven't had a meal that consisted of radiance in quite some time.
Oh, herbal tea is much better. Hold on, I know it's in here somewhere.
Come with me. And he reaches out a hand to you, Rocky. I think he's just gonna try and grapple you here.
Well, I'm going to try to not to.
So he goes for a 17. You can do either a strength save or you can do like an acrobatics or a athletics to try and stay out of that. Oh yeah. 25. You're just like, whoop, you nimbly just dodge out of his way. What's the matter? Don't trust me?
I'm going to take a couple steps back and try to get out of a 10-foot range for everybody, if that's okay. Like over, like say like right here, or right here. And then make a gesture for him to follow.
So why don't you pull him out into the courtyard so we've got some room.
I don't know, dog. Because I'm going to do Arms of Hadar on him.
Okay. Do what you gotta do.
I'm going to see if he comes to me. And if he moves, can I hold Arms of Hadar as an act?
Okay, so he steps forward towards you.
Okay. I am going to cast Arms of Hadar.
Okay. Before you do so, you see his eyes flash red, and I need you to make... Hold on. I need you to make a charisma check. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, he's making a charisma check. Sorry. Oh, that's a good check. Okay, so he has to make it. What's the spell level of Arms of Hadar?
13, I think.
No, like what's the level, like the spell slot?
Level 1.
Okay. So he has to make an 11. Okay, you see his eyes flash and the spell kind of... Okay. So yeah, you see the spell start to spark out, and you see his eyes flash, and the spell dissipates. It still uses up the slot, but it's completely gone.
I'm gonna hate this man. Do I see my comment anywhere?
Yeah, it's across the room. It's at this point that he looks at you, and he's just like... It's on now. And I'm gonna need everybody to go ahead and actually roll initiative here.
Wonderful.
Actually
Remember,
roll
guys.
it.
Oh boy.
Do I just click this little initiative light
Well,
up here?
hold on. Before, you gotta wait for him to bring up the initiative thing. Oh.
Sorry, I already clicked it.
Sorry, let me clear this out.
You gotta let him clear it, and then you gotta click your token, and then once you click your token, then you click
My
it.
token?
Yeah, so you have to
Yeah.
click your token, then you can roll your initiative.
Where do I do that at? Is it just on my sheet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
Got it.
there you go.
Ooh.
Good one, Oz.
I'm a fast little boy, I suppose.
You are tiny.
Oh, okay. I'll roll for Telwyn and Alfio as well. Where is initiative on your character sheet?
It is
Oh, here it
literally
is.
the middle, top middle.
And then Alfio. Alright, I think that's everybody. Oh, I should probably roll for your Needle Blight too.
Yes, Trico. Trico the Needle Blight. Who actually never missed. Remember that? You remember that?
Yeah, he missed none of his shots during that whole fight. He didn't throw away any of his shots. Okay, so Duncan, you are up first. You see the abbot just like trying to get a hold of Rocky.
Okay, with his head kind of like flipping back and forth, looking for some place to run, he just flees to the nearest kind of corner, nearly knocking over this chair, presses himself against this wall, and then turns and fires. One sec. And I'm going to actually add a combat maneuver to that. I'm going to do a tripping attack.
Okay, so you add 3 to the attack damage. He has to make a strength saving throw. So, does he also... He just automatically takes that extra 3 damage, right?
Yeah, on top of the attack damage.
Okay, so let me roll his strength save. Alright, he makes a 23.
Son of a bitch. Alright. And I'm assuming that attack hits?
It does hit. You see it kind of like sink a little bit in, but it kind of just like actually just nicks him. Actually, no, I take that back. It doesn't sink in. It just kind of nicks him and kind of goes flying off, almost like his skin just kind of repelled it a little bit. He took some damage from it, it seems, because you can see from his face, but it looks like he didn't take the full amount of damage that you would expect him to take.
Okay, so leveling his crossbow, he's gonna turn and take another shot, aimed a little bit more this time. And it, aim small, miss small.
Yeah, 8 does not hit. You just see the arrow just sink into the side of the chair, the stairwell.
And that's it.
Okay, Osmond, you are up.
Alright, so I'm looking around. So is the only 2 creatures around here the abbot and the golem?
Yeah, so the abbot's right here. The golem is right over here. She's a flesh golem, from what you can tell.
Lovely. Well, I am gonna... let's see. Osmond's gonna take a step forward. About right here. I'm gonna look to both of them, notice that things are going south, and I'm immediately gonna start strumming on my banjo real quick. I'm gonna start strumming so fast that a little bit of little drop of blood cuts my hand from the strings, and as it does, it is absorbed by the banjo, and I'm going to cast Bane. It is going to affect both of them because I can target up to 3 creatures with it, so they
Okay.
gotta both make charisma saves.
Okay, I'll roll for the abbot first. Charisma save.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's a 24 on the abbot.
Yeah, that makes it.
Okay, and then the golem has to make a charisma save. Oh golly, good thing golems have good charisma, right?
Really good thing.
That's a 5.
Wow.
That's a
That
5.
is not enough. So the golem is under the effects of Bane for about a minute.
Okay, so
Attack
Bane.
rolls, saving throws. You have to roll a d4 and subtract the number from it. So
Okay.
I don't know. If
Oh,
you want me
actually,
to roll.
I forgot. She has advantage, but her advantage is 6, so that still does not make it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So that is concentration as well. So I'm concentrating on that.
Okay, so the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from her attack roll or saving throw.
Yep.
Okay.
For a whole minute.
All right. Anything else for you? You got reactions and things like, or you got, you got bonus actions or anything?
I do have bonus actions. I am going to, I'm going to look over to Rocky, and I'm going to give him a bardic inspiration. I'm gonna shoot him a little wink.
All right.
Girl.
He winks at
That's
you,
all-
Rocky, and you
that's
just
all it
feel a
takes.
little bit of you kind of like feel a little surge of confidence in you.
You got a D8.
Yeah, so now whatever you
Oh,
roll, you can
man.
add a d8. Alright, it's Vasilka's turn. She looks kind of horrified at people attacking her master. She looks at you, Duncan, as you've been firing arrows into him, and she's gonna make her way over to you.
Wonderful.
She kind of storms
Oh,
over,
shit.
just knocking chairs aside. She's gonna make an attack, but she has to minus from her roll, so let's see what she minuses. She gets to -3 from her attack against you.
All right.
Alright, let's see what happens. So that's
Oh
a
my God.
24 minus 3, so that's 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so that's going to be 12. It's not plus 6, it's 12 bludgeoning damage against you.
This little zombie girl hits hard.
Okay, she's going to make another attack roll, so she gets to roll another d4, I think. So this next roll she has to subtract 4 from. That is going to be like a 12? Yeah.
Yeah.
So 12 doesn't hit. So the first attack like hits you square in the chest. Second attack, you're just kind of like slumped over a little bit, and the second attack just kind of slams into the wall. Little bits of brick and concrete go flying in chunks around your head.
She caught him off guard.
But yeah, that's her turn. She's just kind of yelling unconsolably. But Mautan, it's your turn.
How large are these squares?
The squares are 10 feet.
So each one counts as 10 feet
Yeah.
altogether?
Yeah, each square is 10 feet altogether.
Yeah, your token will move on a 5x5 grid, so you can kind of shuffle around like that.
Cool. Noticing the golem race towards Duncan and start tearing into him, I'm going to give a sigh, and then I'm going to backflip and use my wings to glide myself through the backflip over here, in between Duncan and the golem. And I'm going to land square with my hands forward and a couple of my fingers in different positions, up and slightly up and down. And I'm going to do like an open, like a little palm strike into the golem's square into her cranium, and then try to sweep at her leg with my other attack. So we'll see what the first one does. Do I just do this? Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing an unarmed strike?
Yes.
Okay, so your talons come out of your hand. You just kind of slash up against her, drawing. Well, you don't draw any blood because she has no blood.
She has no real.
Yeah. Let's see here. Are your hands are
Magic.
magic? Yes.
I have magic hands.
Okay, so she takes the full damage of 11
That
slashing damage.
Alright, so
15. Yes, that hits.
Cool, so
She
that
has no
first-
armor. She's just made of flesh.
Perfect. That first attack, yeah, will sweep right across her cranium. trying not to actually draw any blood, trying to do this as non-lethal as I can.
Yeah,
Should've
she has
mentioned
no
that
blood
sooner.
though. She's not fully
Yeah.
alive, really.
Yeah, and
She's a
then I'm gonna
construct.
try to
Oh
sweep
my.
her leg with my other attack. And try to knock her down with it too if I can.
You can either do damage with it or try and trip her with it.
I'll trip her with it.
Okay. So I'm gonna say go ahead and make a go ahead and make an acrobatics versus her acrobatics, I guess. Okay. She will try and beat that with her amazing dexterity.
I wanted a nat 20.
That's a nat
Ooh.
1.
Oh, poor girl.
Oh, and also she's supposed to -4 from that too, right?
She can't.
So
-4
she goes slam down into the ground. You just hear the ground thud, and just dust settles up. She is like, I'm gonna say she's stunned for a little bit.
Yeah, within the span of like 6 seconds, I'm backflipping, hitting her in the cranium, and then sweeping the leg, and then I kind of put my knee on her chest. So sorry about that, dear. Look, we don't need to fight. We can talk this out, everyone.
And Osman, though impressed, is still a halfling playing a banjo and just looks to the abbot, who is now just directly in front of him, with a bit of concern. There's no space in between us.
All
I've
right.
been left alone out here.
It's Telwyn's turn. Telwyn in this moment would probably go stabby on the abbot, I feel like. I think everybody kind of agrees with that.
Oh
I
yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah, the one thing I
I'll be
just
right
realized
back.
is that she would have gone stabby on the abbot probably 50 minutes ago.
Yeah, so she's gonna go forward with her silvered longsword and try and do some damage with that. Does she have multi-attack? I don't think she has multi-attack.
I don't know I don't know how much is recorded on her character sheet, but it's possible.
Yeah,
She a
I'm not sure.
paladin?
Yeah, she's a paladin. 7th level.
7th level. I'm trying to remember.
Oh, I
think
can
at-
check,
I
I can
feel
check.
like at 5th level they would, but
1 second.
Well, I'm gonna do her first attack with her longsword.
Yeah, extra attack at 5th level.
yeah, it's usually 5th level.
So that's a 15 to hit the abbot. Let's see. That actually is not going to hit. He puts out his he kind of just like juts out his elbow and like strikes at her arm as she's sweeping in, just knocking her arm out of the side before she can do any damage with that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think she can do multi-attack actually. I don't think so. So yeah.
She should be able to if she's a paladin. But
Okay.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
she's a
okay.
5th level paladin, I don't know
Yeah.
how much she multi-class.
Okay, then she'll
Extra,
do another attack then. I don't really know paladins that well, so I'm just probably gonna do straight melee. I don't know.
Probably a good idea.
All right, that's a 14,
Be
so that one
careful.
also is not gonna hit. He's just like kind of ducks out. He ducks under this next one and just kind of like sweeps over his head.
Just be careful with her, because I think she only has like a third of her HP, right?
Yeah,
Oh gosh.
she doesn't have. She has 21 hit points right now. Oh gosh, and it's the abbot's turn.
It's fine. This is why Osmond's here.
He's gonna look around. Oh gosh, he would do this because there's like a ton of people. Well, hold on. What's the radius in this? Radius. 50 feet. Oh no, he won't do this because Vasilka's next. Vasilka will be in range of this, so he will not do this. He's gonna just try and attack her with. You see, he stretches out his hand, and a blade comes into existence in his hand. It's a giant greatsword wreathed in flames that comes into place. You see dark black wings sprout from his back, and you see this dark halo go up above his head. And he's going to swing down at Telwyn. That's a 20 to hit, which I think her armor class is 19. She's going to take a total of 12 slashing damage and 25 fire damage, which drops...
Ooh.
Oh, that drops her to 0.
Oh my
Jeez.
god.
Gross.
Shocking.
She's on the ground at 0. He also is going to step forward towards you, Rocky. over here, and he's also going to make another great sword attack against you. That's a 25 to hit?
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, you take a total of 7 slashing damage and 12 fire damage as this blade just like impacts with you, just kind of like striking against like your side.
Oh,
Where
cool.
what are you at?
4.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Don't apologize.
Oh gosh. Okay, that's the abbot's turn. It's Trico's turn now. You see,
The
if he
needle blade will
if he
save us.
if he had eyes, they would well, they're like just little bare blank spots where his eyes should be, but you see them kind of furrow in anger. He looks at Altheo. Altheo nods. Trico nods back, and he rushes forward over here,
Yeah,
and he's
Trico's
gonna
there.
shoot the abbot with needles. He doesn't have a gun, but
Needle blade pulls out a.
he pulls out a Glock. All right, yeah, he's gonna shoot the abbot. That's a 7, so no, the needles just kind of like impact, but don't really do much. They just kind of bounce off the abbot. He tried. It's Altheo's turn, so I'm trying to think what Altheo would do in this situation. He'd probably go up in Booming Blade.
Yeah, and then fade out. You wouldn't want to be anywhere near that guy.
Yeah, he's gonna Booming Blade and then fade out, I think. Let me see how you do Booming Blade. Oh, he has a set right here. Great. Alright, so that's a 14 to hit, right? Is that how it's set up? I don't know how he has this set up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 14 actually doesn't hit. The abbot just kind of like swings his
Oh,
sword
no, no.
backwards.
No, I think that booming blade is just like a cast, like a bit of it's like an application.
Oh, okay. So he
the
makes an
8
attack
damage-
roll.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and see. So he's going to use a short sword. That's a 22 to hit, so that will hit. The abbot tries to swing his blade up, but just is too late. The short sword pierces in, dealing a total of 7 piercing damage.
Plus 8 thunder damage.
Okay, plus 8 thunder damage.
And now that he's afflicted with booming blade, if he moves, he's going to take another 14 thunder.
Gotcha. He doesn't seem to take the full damage from the piercing, but he does take the full damage from the thunder. And Althea's going to use a bonus action to just kind of move back, I guess. To disengage. Okay, and I think that's pretty much Althea's turn. So now if the abbot moves, he'll take 14 more thunder damage. Right?
Yeah.
Alright. Duncan, it's your turn.
I'm not in the order, but my initiative was 8.
Your initiative was 8. Okay, let me add you.
Sorry, I janked it up. I am so sorry. I made such a mistake doing this.
It's okay. When we're all dying, we'll think of you.
Trust me, it was bound to happen. I don't think there was any eventuality that could have kept us from this
Okay,
fight.
so technically it's
Yeah.
Rocky's turn right now.
And of course, I'm out of the one thing that can heal me. Real quick, I am so sorry. What do the shadows look like in this room?
There's not a whole lot of shadows right here. It's just kind of candlelight around the area. So there's like shadows over by like the chairs and stuff. Or you can like try and hop into the abbot's shadow.
Or under the table.
Yeah.
I have too much pride to go under the table. I'm gonna go. So you said there was shadows like in the corners.
Yeah, like in the corners of the room.
I'm gonna try and shadow step into this corner as a bonus action, and then I have a potion of greater healing that I'm gonna guzzle down and just fucking pray.
Okay, so you quickly dive in for the shadow, the abbot's shadow, and just poof, bamf over to the corner.
Bamf.
Okay, so you take in that greater healing potion.
And
So that's
how does-
44 plus 4.
Hold on, just a second. Give me at least 4. Okay, that's good. 17 is decent.
That's a really good roll, actually. It could have been 1s.
Well, it would have been better if it gave me 48.
Alright, but you get 17 points back. That's pretty much what he took away from you.
Friend, he took 19, and I'm still bitter. But that is my action, because it's an action to take.
Yeah,
right?
it's an action to drink down the potion.
Yeah, that's all I can do. Because are key points a bonus action or a free action?
It's usually a bonus
depending
action.
on what you're doing. Yeah.
Okay, then that's
The Shadow Step, though, is a bonus action.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
Patrick. You get 8 of those.
you get 8 bonus actions. Okay, it's Duncan's turn.
All right, turning to address the new threat. Duncan's gonna like swing his crossbow around, but obviously at this point, Motan, whatever his name is intervened. So there's kind of been a struggle. So he's like aiming, like trying to get a good shot on.
She is
on,
prone.
Are
on
you
Cope's
shooting?
right here?
Are you aiming at Basilka?
Yeah, she's prone, right?
She's prone.
She's prone. You'll.
Okay.
Oh.
Does that mean I can slip away without?
Yes, you'll be
Yeah,
fine.
you can.
And she's stunned, right? You said.
Yeah, but if you meleeed her, you'd have advantage.
Yeah, nah. I'm just
Don't
gonna.
worry about her.
I'm just gonna get away. I think I can go one more. What is my movement?
Your movement should be 30.
Yeah, I can go one more. So just like
Okay,
his
so you're just
the
hiding by the
fire-
fireplace over
by the
here.
fireplace, and he'll just swing his bow across at the abbot again.
Okay. That's gonna hit. Okay.
And I'll throw another sharpshooter attack at it. I just want to see how low I can go.
Once again, it seems like it did a little bit of damage. You see him like kind of flinch a little bit at it, but it doesn't seem like he took too much notice of it. 19 will also hit.
Awesome. All right.
That's still a good hit for 18.5. Yeah, that's still a good, pretty good hit, even though it's kind of like not full damage.
And that's it.
Okay. Osman.
Well, that's me. Oh my. So, Osman's gonna look at that abbot over there. What's his situation currently?
He is like staring down at Rocky right now. He's turned to look at Rocky right now, like his intent is to go for Rocky.
Got it. So it doesn't look like he's noticed me yet. All right. So
He's not really paying attention to the banjo halfling.
Thank goodness for that. I am going to, because this will not break concentration, I am going to cast Vicious Mockery on this abbot.
Okay, what do you say?
I love it.
I'm going to look at this abbot, and I know that he's not looking at me. I'm just going to cut him a sharp glance and play a few bad tunes. Maybe even one of my strings goes out of fray and goes pa-dang! And just make him really kind of upset and break him from his focus a little bit. So, hang on.
I believe he has to make a charisma save or a wisdom save.
Wisdom saving throw. See
Okay.
if this patang affected
come
him.
on.
What's the save DC?
It is 14, I think.
That's a
Okay.
22 from him.
Oh,
Dude, he's got base 18. Don't even bother.
oh, he is too wise. Well, seeing that, I am
He's
going
wise
to.
to your tricks.
I am going to remaining in range. I'm going to walk over here into this little area, and I am going to. Ooh, that lady is unconscious.
Yes, she is.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
You just kind of you kind of like waddle over her unconscious body, crouch behind it.
Not for long. I am going to bonus action because Vicious Mockery is a cantrip. I'm going to bonus action cast Healing Word. As I hop over her body, I'm just going to go, "You're doing great out there, but you got to get back in the fight because I don't really want to fight, so you got to do this." And she is going to...
How much does she get back?
4.
Isn't it plus your What's your modifier?
Potentially. So 7.
Okay, that's better. Alright, so she goes back to 7, her eyes open with a... She lets out a gasp as life enters back into her body.
I'm gonna shush her a little bit. Shh.
She's going back in.
That's my turn.
Alright, Vasilka's gonna try and like... Well, no, she's dazed.
She's stunned.
She's stunned right now, so she's gonna try and I'm
Can
just
she
gonna
do
say like...
anything?
No, I'm gonna say it just like wears off now, and like next turn she's gonna try and probably get up. But yeah, that's her turn. She can't do
Oh.
anything because she's knocked down on the ground stunned. So, Moutan.
Alrighty. What are these windows stained glass or barred? What are-
These are just regular glass windows.
What's the sturdiest looking thing I could in here that looks like it can be wrapped around with a rope?
Probably the table. It's a pretty big table. Like it would take a lot of strength to move it.
Alrighty.
Or is there like any chandeliers or anything up on the ceiling?
There is a chandelier up on the ceiling.
How high?
About... I think I said it was like 15 feet up.
That's not that bad. Which one looks sturdier?
Probably probably the table.
I'm gonna take out my rope from my bag, and I'm gonna start tying wrapping Vasilka up really nice and tight, but also comfortably. But emphasis on the tight. And I'm gonna also tie the end of it to the table, so she is wrapping it completely around her body, and then it's 50 feet, so
Okay.
multiple times
I'm
around her body.
I'm gonna have you
and then
roll like a dexterity just to see like how well you tie this.
just a straight dexterity check.
I think so, unless like... I'm trying to think like if there's a better one, but...
Wouldn't it be some kind of contest? Because presumably she's trying to squirm out of it.
The dumb thing is, I feel like Xanathar's literally had a rule about
It
not
literally
tying.
does. It does, actually. Hold on, let me
Yeah.
pull it up. I have it right here.
Oh my god.
It came in handy. I remember laughing at this so many times. Tying knots, page 78.
And now you finally get to use the tying knots mechanic in
I was
game.
like, why is that a stupid mechanic? Alright. The creature who ties the knot makes an intelligence sleight of hand check. When doing so, total check becomes the DC for an attempt to untie the knot with an intelligence sleight of hand check, or slip out of it with a dexterity acrobatics check.
Alright, so make a sleight of hand check.
Alright, let's see.
An intelligence sleight of hand check.
That's pretty good. That's a 24.
Wow.
That's a pretty tight rope.
And then, yeah.
But it wouldn't be the +5. It would be whatever your int is.
I wouldn't. My wisdom.
and-
Wait.
Oh yeah, it's an intelligence sleight of hand, not a
Oh.
So
dex
it would
sleight
be
of hand.
Is
So
your,
it is
is your int
minus-
really a +5?
So your intelligence is
intelligence?
10,
No.
right?
No, so take 5 out of that.
Yeah, so it's a 20.
Cool.
Oh wait, no, it's a 19.
But
Right.
are you proficient in the skill though? Because that will also add your proficiency bonuses to it as well.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a
So it's
19.
just- it's
So it's
just
a
19.
19.
Still good.
She has to
I mean,
make
like,
a
not bad.
she has to make an acrobatics of 19, right?
Or if she wants to wiggle out of it, if she wants to try to break out of it,
It's a athletics to break it,
Probably.
right?
probably.
Okay. Well, do you want to do anything else? That's your full action to tie this rope.
Yeah, so she's tied to the leg. Or I probably tied her like sideways onto 2 legs.
Okay.
And then yeah, wrapped her full body. I'm gonna get a little bit closer to the abbot
If you
with
want to
my
do
hands-
bonus action
with my-
stuff, you can do bonus
with
action.
my hands like forward and just kind of in like a calming gesture.
Try and get in between him and Rocky just in case he tries to like
Where is he? Oh, he's right there.
beeline for him. You know.
Now, there's no need for violence. We can solve this peacefully, can we not? Addressing the abbot.
Okay, are you trying to like talk him down?
Yes.
I'm gonna say make a persuasion check with disadvantage because combat.
A persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion with disadvantage. Okay, so that's a 15, and he's gonna... hold on one sec. He's gonna look at you. He hesitates with his sword. And what do you offer in return? Can you give me radiance to consume?
I might, but perhaps something better than radiance, would is what you need. And get a little. Oh, there's my thing. I'm gonna get a little closer. My hands are still out and just a little like that. No harm type of gesture.
Okay.
My friend. Obviously, something ails you. I would like to help in any way I can.
Make another persuasion check. Just regular right here.
Persuasion?
Yeah, make one more persuasion check right here.
My dear friend, Abbott, please tell me what ails you.
15. You see his face change and go back to the normal face that you guys first saw when you first met him. He looks at you kind of with worry in his face. Please, you can't. Don't let him take me again. He's trying to fight for control.
I'm gonna grab his hand in between both of mine. Tell me what I must do.
Cloven, he marked me. You have to get it. And you see his face go back to the strange demonic face once more. You can't save him now. There's no saving him. There's no going back. He's mine.
Can I remember what arm he was scratching?
Make just an intelligence check.
Intelligence?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Just to recall it.
How do I do that? Do I just click? How do I make that?
On your character sheet, you should just click intelligence. 17? It was his left arm that he was scratching.
Cool. Are we back in initiative? What happened?
Yeah, it's the end of your turn right there.
Okay, can I do anything else?
I'm gonna
say I
say
used my full action.
yeah, and your bonus action was to like kind of
Was
talk
to
to him
talk.
right there, so it's gonna switch over to Telwyn.
Cool.
She's gonna get up. She's also she's probably gonna do some healing stuff here. What does she have for healing spells? Okay.
Lay on hands.
Oh, she does. She's gonna lay on hands herself, I believe. What does she get? Like 15? Hit points equal to your paladin level times 5, so she's level 7 times 5. Oh, wow, that's a lot. 7 times 5, that's 35. So she has 35 hit points she can heal. Yeah, I think that brings her back.
I can't remember if she used any in our last fight.
I don't think she did.
I don't think she did either.
Alright, she's going to use that to go back up to 42 there. Okay. And that's an action, I believe? I have never played a paladin.
Yes, it's an action.
Okay. As a bonus action, she's going to... 10, 20...
Move? She really just needs to move. I don't
Yeah,
think
she'll move...
Paladin's really got bonus action powers.
She'll move
Not
a little
really.
bit here, but she does know healing word.
Oh,
So she'll
that's nice.
she'll healing word Rocky.
Oh.
Is she within range?
Yeah, she just moved in within 30 feet.
Sweet.
Oh wait, no, she doesn't know healing word. She only knows cure wounds. Never mind. Okay, well, she's gonna cast... What's the
Rude.
range on this?
Cure wounds is touch.
Okay, no, she's gonna do this instead. She's gonna cast Sanctuary on Rocky. So, Rocky, you are now warded within... you are warded against attack. Until the spell ends, any creature who targets you must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, they have to choose a new target or they lose their attack.
Listen, I don't want to be that guy, but Sanctuary has a range of 30 feet, and Rocky is 35 feet away from her.
Well, she has enough
Same thing
movement
with
speed.
healing word.
Can
She
she
is-
just get like?
She
close
can
to
go
1
like,
foot?
yeah, she can go right there.
There we go.
Okay.
More.
There we go.
Just a dick.
She just kind of clutches at one of her holy symbols of the two that she carries on her. And yeah, you are now warded, Rocky. If anybody tries to attack you, they have to make a wisdom saving throw. Or they can't attack you.
I like this.
Alright, it's the abbot's turn now. He sees this Aarakocra in his way between
I am
him and
holding
his...
his hands. Both of my hands are fast around one of his.
Alright, well he's gonna try and break out of that then.
I will tighten my grip a little bit.
Alright, let's go ahead and do a... Alright, he's gotta make an acrobatics versus your...
Can I also make an acrobatics?
Yeah, you can, I believe you can only do strength if you're grappling, right?
Yeah.
Correct me. Yeah.
It has to be athletics versus
Gross.
his athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah.
It's strength based.
So you can make an athletics check to try and keep him restrained.
Ooh.
Wow.
He's got a nat 1.
Wow.
So you
wasn't
manage to grip
expecting-
onto his hands, and he looks at you in anger. He's gonna look around.
I flash a knowing look at him. A glint
So-
in my eye.
He's grappled right now, right?
By the hand.
Yeah, and that's his action. So yeah, he can't do anything. there.
No, if he's
Amazing.
just if he's grappled, he can still do everything.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Breaking the grapple counts as one of his attacks. If he has 2 attacks, which I've seen him do, he has another attack. He can still do everything, he just can't move.
Okay. So he's gonna do the thing he doesn't want to do because this is gonna hurt Vasilka. Yeah. Alright, I need everybody in the room to make a strength saving throw.
Does
As-
this go around walls? Because I can't see him right now.
Patrick.
No.
Is it like line of sight, or...
It just says within 50 feet.
Cool. Wonderful. What
As-
save?
It's a strength save.
Oh, no.
I know,
So
right?
as you see, well, you don't see him. He glows bright as you hold onto his hands. You see these flames start to wisp off him and just shoot out in all directions, just kind of encompassing the entire room.
And evasion doesn't work here, right? It's just for dexterity saving throws.
Yep.
Strength, here we go. Oh. That was better than I thought.
Oh,
I got
Oh.
Oh.
it was a 2.
Ooh. Okay.
You got this, Osman.
I will say right
Osman
now,
will
my strength
live.
is actually
Okay,
5.
let me make the strength saves for Telwyn and Altheo and Trico. Oh, poor Trico. I don't think even if he succeeds he can survive this. That's 24 damage. Alright, start with Altheo. That's a 13. That's a 14. And Trico. That's a 7. Alright, the DC on that was a... Okay, so let's see here. Trico, Telwyn, Altheo, Osman, and Duncan, you all take 24 radiant damage as this wave hits you. Mountain and Rocky, you only take 12 damage from this.
Oh, thank fuck.
I just want to point out that our most effective source of damage going towards this guy at this point is the lightning from Altheo. And now that he's grappled, he can't move and proc the booming blade, even if he wanted him to. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Did he move forward at all?
No, he doesn't move.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
he has not.
I
I
didn't.
moved towards him.
Although technically, if you did drag him, I think that... Oh, actually, no, it doesn't. I think I discussed this with Althea before. That force movement doesn't trigger it.
Guys, you're gonna hate me for this one. Trico just explodes in a burst of
And
flame.
and splinters.
Groot, no.
We'll plant him. He'll regrow.
Osmond just watches a tiny plant blow up in front of him.
Yeah, just splinters go everywhere. You just see him look up with... If he had eyes, they would be the saddest eyes in the world. Oh, also Vasilka has to make the save.
-4.
Yeah, so she's got a 6. So -4, that's not going to do anything there, so she's going to take also 24 radiant damage. Okay, you just see it hit her, and she just kind of like bounces up as it...
Does she bounce? She's
Just-
tied to sideways to a table.
She wriggles. Alright, Needle Blight's dead. It's Altheo's turn. What does he got for range stuff here?
He has a light crossbow.
Alright, let's do that.
He also has a lot of like tricks to finagle and like make sure that he has sneak attack on it.
That's
I don't necessarily
right.
know how it works.
He's
so-
got his tricks or insightful fighting.
Yes, that's the one. This
All right,
whole insight. Or
So
something like
as
that,
a
right?
bonus action, you can make a Wisdom Insight check against a creature you can see. They have to make a Deception check. If you succeed, you get Sneak Attack. But he has Sneak Attack anyway, since Mountain's kind of grappling him. So he doesn't really need to do that.
He should have had it on his first attack as well. The damage.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Okay, so we'll do this. So he's gonna light crossbow. That's gonna be a 15 to hit, so that's actually not gonna hit. And he's gonna bonus action try and hide back here, I think.
Hide behind the halfling.
Yeah, he's gonna try and hide behind the halfling.
I'm sure that'll work out well.
Okay, that's a 16. Rocky.
So
Vasilka, the flesh golem, is all tied up to the table right now.
where is my comma in this room?
Make a perception check.
Don't you fail me, boy.
Yeah, that's good. It's like under like the chair over here right now.
Okay, I'm gonna run for my comma. Slip under the table, use shadow step to shadow step behind the abbot.
Okay, so you go
You
under the
just move it
table
and
and then shadow step behind the abbot?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I want to use my action to strike with the comma at the arm that he's been itching.
Okay, do you remember the arm? Because Mountain hasn't told anybody
It's-
yet.
His can I
You can roll a
think
intelligence
it's-
check to remember.
it's his left, but I will say I have mimicry. And I rolled an 8.
Not quite sure if you remember where it was at. You know it's one of the
Oh,
arms.
He would remember perfectly, right? Because of the mimicry, but
Right, wait. No, you have perfect recall. That's right. Kenkus.
one would say he has total recall.
Go home.
Come on, Abbott. Give these people air.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
These people do need yeah.
Alright, so yeah, you have total recall. You remember it was the left arm.
Oh, man, I was right too. Yeah, I'm gonna cut off.
Oh gosh.
If possible.
You just want to straight cut it. That's going to take some hacking, but yeah.
Well, because man, I can't. I don't think I would see.
You can
where,
it's a little bit of a different AC, but you can aim for specific body parts.
You just aim for the spot.
You can just aim for the spot.
I'll aim for the spot.
Okay, it's going to be a little bit of a higher check, but you can do it.
I got a 15. Can I do it?
15 does not hit, unfortunately. He kind of like
Second attack.
blocks up with his sword. So you're behind him right now, yeah?
Yeah. Can I use my second attack?
Yes.
25.
25, I'm going to say yes, that will hit the spot.
6 damage. Ooh.
Okay, you see it slice up, and you can see this infernal mark glowing on his arm. You seem to have cut some of it. You see worry go up in his eyes. It doesn't seem to have destroyed it all completely, but he seems kind of worried by this.
I am just going to give him a Kanku smile. And I already used my bonus action to Shadow Step, and I don't think there's anything else I can do unless I can use key points to use Flurry of Blows, and I don't think I can.
You bonus action to Shadow Step. Flurry of Blows is another bonus action, so you cannot do that.
Okay. Well, I'll just sit here and enjoy my key points then.
Okay, Duncan, you're up.
Okay, so literally he's picking himself up off the ground, like, and his clothing is smoldering a bit after the devastating radiant attack that he just suffered. And he sucks in a breath of air, just to kind of readjust himself. And he'll literally use Second Wind, which is 1d10 plus his fighter level. 7 plus, so 14 damage healed as a bonus action.
Okay.
And then he will steady his crossbow and fire. Or level his crossbow and fire.
Alright, go for it. 27 will hit.
And I'll take the sharpshooter attack as well.
Okay.
Not gonna
9
do it.
unfortunately won't hit. But he takes some damage from the first attack as the arrow just kind of like pings off him again.
Alright. And that's it.
Okay, Osman. You're up.
Oh, that's me. Alright. Well, Osman is going to... Okay, so maybe this is just me looking at the map weird. Are these stairs separate rooms, or...
There's stairs leading upwards. So on the left of you there's stairs leading upwards, and then to the right of you there's stairs leading downwards.
Got it. So they go into different levels. I'm
Yeah.
just making sure they weren't like raised platforms.
Well, if you go up them, they're raised.
Got it. So, okay, that's fine. We're fine. I'm gonna do something stupid. Osman is going to run forward till he's adjacent to the abbot.
Okay.
Right here. Actually, right here.
Okay.
I am going to bonus action inspire Meoton. So
He's not even
Maoton.
trying to kill him, man. What's wrong with you?
I'm just gonna inspire Meoton. I'm just like, you better hold him down, because I'm about to do something real stupid. And I'm gonna pull out my rapier, and I'm gonna try to stab this guy while he's
Okay.
grappled. Confirm with me before I do something really dumb. Being grappled, does he get
It doesn't.
reactions?
What?
Being grappled, does he get reactions?
It doesn't. It didn't say. I just looked it up. It didn't say anything that he didn't.
I feel like specifically since his hands are what's being grappled here, no.
He would not get reactions.
Yes.
It says he's also incapacitated. Let me take a look at that.
That means he can't take actions or reactions.
Alright.
He's incapacitated.
So there you go.
Incapacitated. Cool. So
Oh
I'm
no,
gonna
it
do
says,
that.
it says the condition ends if the grappler is incapacitated.
Got
so
it,
yeah,
got
it
it.
doesn't. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a good grapple.
Yeah, I was gonna restrain on my next turn.
Okay. So
So I'm going to take an attack at him with my rapier real quick.
– 22 will hit.
Perfect.
So he takes a little bit of damage from there. It kind of like
Wait,
pokes him.
I'm going to because I can. I'm going to use my last bardic inspiration to do my College of Whispers ability. So it's going to do an extra 2d8 psychic damage to him real quick.
Ooh, nice.
Hang on. So 12 extra psychic damage.
All right. So you see the blade kind of poke into him. It seems like initially he like looks down and is like, "What's that supposed to do? It doesn't hurt." And then you see like this racking pain of his eyes as the psychic energy just kind of like racks his mind.
The banjo glows, and I look over to Duncan and I go, possessions are usually bad. And my eyes begin to glow as
Oh my god.
as his eyes begin to bleed from the psychic damage.
Duncan just looks horrified, and for a moment his crossbow swings towards.
And then I will
Osmond.
use the rest of my movement to step out of harm's way.
Yep.
There I go. That's my turn.
With his little halfling feet. Alright, Vasilka's gonna try and get out of this bind here. She's just wriggling. You see the table just like she's just trying to budge this table as she's trying to move about. So she gets to make acrobatics or athletics if she wants to break out. She's probably gonna do athletics and try and break it.
Just brute force snap the rope.
Oh, snap. Actually, Tyler, your fists, even though they're magical, shouldn't have actually done damage to her.
No.
Oh
Okay.
well. I just realized. Because your hands aren't adamantine.
You don't know that.
Well, that's a 15. She had to beat a 19, so she hasn't broken it yet. She's straining out. Mountain.
Alright, so can I use my first attack action to, since grapple is normally an attack action, can I use my first attack to complete this grapple into a restraining?
Yeah, go
I
ahead and
kinda
make a
Flip him
athletics.
around so that like, I kind of just have him in like a lock.
Yeah, go ahead and make athletics.
Athletics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he rolled a 9, so you got him.
Alright.
You
and
got him
I'm
down
on-
restrained.
So I have both my arms kind of wrapped around him. My other hand, one of my hands is still holding down his arm, one arm, and the other hand is the other. And the hand that is over his arm that has the symbol on it, I'm gonna keep it placed there. I'm gonna use my other attack action to do my Radiant Sunbolt. And just my hand will just start to, my talon will start to glow, just this bright bluish white color as it flashes around the symbol, and I'm gonna whisper into the abbot's ear, "Be cleansed." And do I get to roll with advantage since I'm literally holding on to him?
Yes.
Oh, and actually, since he's restrained, I do get advantage.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Advantage, Radiant Sunbolt. Luck.
No, he kind of like just twists out of the way at last second. It just barely misses Rocky as it just pings into the side of the wall there.
Aha, I'm gonna spend a key point, and I'm gonna do that again.
Okay. If you spend a key point, you can do it 2 more times.
Yeah, I'm saying once more just in case I don't need to, but
Okay.
I don't know how much damage I need to do to get this symbol to... Alright, so still with advantage. First one, no. And second one, what the heck? There we go.
Okay. With that one, you manage to blast it with your radiant damage. You see it spark and blacken and char with golden energy as the energy is released here. He lets out a kind of a terrified shrieking yell as you see his eyes completely glaze over black. Hold on 1 second here. Yeah. Okay. And you see his form go stiff and rigid. You see this black smoke issue out. And now there's like this dark wisp floating in the room. Hold on, I don't quite have the token for it. Sorry, I was unprepared here.
How could you?
There you go. You see that black form wisping around. The abbot just kind of slumps down unconscious.
Oh, that's unpleasant.
Okay, So yeah, there he is.
It's my
right
full
there.
turn.
You see him now, just like completely. He just like smokes. There's these wings, black leathery wings coming off him. The dark halo now fully complete. Oh wait, no, the halo's gone because he's out of the abbot. But you see his red eyes just staring at you, Mautan.
Chibi face, peace sign.
Telwyn's
Awkward gong sound.
Telwyn's turn. She is going to. Oh gosh, what would she do? She's gonna.
Something holy towards this new threat.
Yeah, something holy. What's her most holy spell she's
Like a
got?
real banger. Like
Or
a real banger.
just run up, do an attack, and then just dump like a 3rd level spell into it with the Divine Smite.
Yeah, that's probably what she's gonna do. Alright, she's got 2 attacks on here. Let's see what happens. $17. In this new form. Yep, that hits. Okay. So she dumps. What does she do if she dumps a third spell slot into?
What's it called?
It does a D8 plus 3 D8, so do 48
48,
extra radiant damage.
48 extra radiant damage with this.
Yeah, because it's Divine Smite, I think that's which one it is.
Yeah. Alright, he
Oof.
takes an extra 14. You see, he seems to take a lot more damage than that should have done with that attack.
Oh crap.
Don't forget to move her in.
Okay, he looks... his form is like shimmering. If you could say he looked rough, he does look rough. It is his turn again, though. He looks between Telwyn and Mautan. He's gonna make an attack on both of them.
He has disadvantage to hit me as my form starts to shimmer.
Oh, that's right, he does. Alright, disadvantage to hit you. That's a 20.
That will still hit.
Okay, you take a total of 8 slashing damage and 11 fire damage as this connects with you. Making a
8
swing.
fire, or 8 fire, wait.
8 slashing, 11 fire damage.
Gross.
With his other swing, he levels his blade to the side, trying to strike out at Telwyn as well. Oh wait, he doesn't have disadvantage, but that's a 10, so no, that's not going to hit her. She just blocks up with her shield. Trico's dead. Altheo's turn. He's gonna come up and just try and get a stab in. Let's see what he does. He does have sneak attack on this if it lands. That's a 23, so that's gonna hit. 8 piercing plus at level 7 sneak attack is like, oh gosh, I want to say.
I'm pretty sure he has it there in a button. If you take a look at his
I think
might
so.
have like a modifier.
And,
Like
okay,
it clicks on when you attack.
Okay, it's 46. Let me see his character sheet. Oh, here it is. Oh gosh. Okay, I don't know how to work it. I'm just gonna roll it normally.
Yeah, it's probably something that you click on before you make the attack, and it modifies the attack that comes up.
Okay, so. Okay. That's actually the exact number he needed to down it.
Whoop whoop.
So
that demon.
you see his blade just, his short sword sink in to the demon. You see him let out a gasp. He looks around at you all. He's like, "This slight will not be forgotten. I will be back one of these days." And you see his form just kind of sinking down into the ground, and he looks around. I will find you all again. And you see him
I look
finally
forward
sink
to
all the
it,
way down. And his
and
hand
I
is the
give him a
last thing
nice
that
courteous bow.
his
I
hand
fold
is
my hands together.
his hand is the last thing you see as it just slowly sinks down, kind of like Terminator style, except without the thumbs up. It's more of a middle finger.
That's rude.
Well, Rocky is going to slump against the wall and watch this abbot ready to kill him, if need be.
Hold on there, friend.
I am slumping.
I say, do all of your conversations normally end this way? I look around to the group.
Give a shrug and kind of nod.
They're always different, you know. Sometimes zombies, sometimes tree people, sometimes vampires.
Quite impressed. You all performed admirably in the face of danger.
I wish I could say the same to you, but I don't even know what you did.
I simply freed his soul from torment. I'm gonna crouch down to this abbot man and can I wake him up?
Yeah, you can kind of just like.
Kind of.
He
At
looks
his
like he
face?
might need something like a healing to get him up.
Haha. I shall pull out a healing potion and give it to him. Do I do that?
I can go ahead and roll it. It's
Okay.
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah.
So 3 plus 2. So he gets 5 hit points back. You see the liquid go down, and all of a sudden his eyes flutter open. Oh gosh. Is it all over?
You are free.
Oh, thank
I just have his head in my little lap and I have my hands together.
As the healing courses through him, you see a bright light come in through the windows from the distance. It seems like a bright light is shimmering from somewhere outside. As it just kind of bathes the room in light, kind of casting like a golden glow over everybody.
Okay. It's a thing. It's not the sun, right?
No, it's not the sun.
Because I don't think that we've seen the sun since we set foot in Barovia. Just
No.
point that out.
But this is bright enough to be sunlight, actually. It just kind of like lights the room in like the actual first light that you've really warm light that you've seen since first setting foot in this land.
Well, Duncan with his hand in front of his eye is gonna like peer out the window just behind him there.
As you look out, you can see over in the distance, past in the gardens, the statue of Saint Markovia glowing brightly in the distance. And all of a sudden, the brightness kind of fades a little bit, but there's still a dull shimmer to it in the far distance.
I think that's. Could it be? Could it be the Fane?
You
I'm
mean
going to close my eyes and nod my head. Balance has been restored to this place.
I mean, the statue was so cryptic before. I didn't know.
Telwyn kind of looks around and is like, you mean we did it? We actually cleansed the Fane.
Yes, my child.
What?
She kind of looks at you as like, well, I'm a few hundred years old, so I'm not quite a child, but yeah,
I'm 20. I'm quite old.
you're 20 and you're old?
I will die in 15 years. Or so.
That's oddly specific. All right. What?
We don't. My
What
people
exactly?
my people do not live very long.
What exactly are you?
I'm an Aarakocra.
You're not some strange angel creature sent here to help
Oh,
us.
No, I am mortal.
Rocky at this point is just going to go away from the Aarakocra and just look out the window and kind of just like look up and issue a small prayer to Desma of just thanking her for saving his ass.
You feel like a warm glow inside.
Rocky gets a little warm and bubbly, but you can't tell.
What does everybody else want to do in the moment? Vasilka is still like struggling against the ropes by the table.
Oh yes, let me deal with that. Can I walk over
Are
to?
they still alive? These things still have life?
Yeah, she's still alive.
Oh, they still have life. They'll still have life. We just need to give them a purpose.
Till the abbot comes through and realizes what he's done and comes and kills everything.
Can I kneel down next to Vasilka, and I'm gonna try to soothe her. Relax, dear one. It's alright.
Yeah, hold on. There's actually a certain thing for doing that.
Okay.
For strangely enough on flesh golems. You can go ahead and make a. You have to make a DC 15 persuasion check to calm flesh golem.
Oh, okay. Haha.
She just looks at you, and she just struggles even harder, kind of thrashing about.
Noticing that he's kind of failing, I feel like Osman would wander over just hearing the ruckus and go,
I'm not very good with words.
"Oh, that's fine. Sometimes it doesn't take words." And I'm just gonna look down at the golem and just play a calming tune on my banjo, trying to avoid the one string that has flayed itself out of place.
Alright.
Look down and go, now there. We're all on the same page. I don't want to hurt you. My name's Osman. And I'm going to try to calm her down.
Okay, you can also make a persuasion check on her.
Ooh.
It's a 20. She kind of seems relaxed by the music. She's just kind of like nodding her head, bobbing it into the tune.
Yeah, I understand. Now, my friend here is going to ease your bindings, and we are going to set you free as soon as possible, but I will keep this tune going for a while now, so don't you worry about that. And I'm going to... Osmond's going to walk over next to Duncan and just kind of lean up against the wall, playing a tune.
I'm going to start unbinding Vasilka.
Okay. So you go ahead and start unbinding her. What does everybody else want to do in the meanwhile?
Duncan's gonna look back down from staring at the window at this like little man, this little half man. What are you?
Well, I am a halfling. Oh, I was going to say, good shooting back there. That was rather impressive.
Not my best effort, if I'm being entirely honest.
Are you saying that you've never seen a halfling before? Small folk.
No, I just don't think I've ever seen a halfling with a crazy demon banjo.
Well, I wouldn't really say that this is a demon banjo per se. It is full of nasty things, but I don't believe demons is one of them.
Why do you choose to keep it?
Well,
why not just get a normal banjo?
Well, it's not really a choice thing at this point. It's a mutual beneficial agreement. This isn't really one of them things you can bow out of halfway through. I would have much worse trouble coming for me if I let go of this there banjo. And I'm going to turn the banjo over to the back side, the not face side, and there is going to be writing on the back. I don't know what language it's in. It's not common, halfling, or giant. It looks way more evil.
All right, can I just roll like a recognition check or just something?
Yeah. Well, what languages do you know?
I know Common, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
Okay, so go ahead.
None of this.
Go ahead and roll a. That's to recognize languages. I'd say that's probably like.
It's Arcana, right? Would it be like it'd be something? Maybe I'll just take an Arcana check just to see if I can recognize the script. I might not know it, but I might be able to recognize the script. You know, so wouldn't that be Arcana or history or something?
I'd say you can roll history. 10. It looks pretty evil. What's that?
I can read, write, and speak. Well, I can't speak it, but I know Deep Speech and Celestial and Auran. And I'm gonna turn around from my moodiness and kind of like look over at them.
It is none of those.
What
Oh,
the
that's-
heck?
Quite the toy you have there. I'm afraid I can't decipher this writing. What does it say? Do you know?
Well, I can't be certain. I assume it's nothing good. The people that gave it to me specifically stated that it was important, but they did not state exactly what it is. It is not long enough, I don't believe, to be some sort of phrase. I think it's just a name of sorts.
Duncan's just gonna blink at him incredulously, like he's explaining things so matter-of-factly, but it just sounds also ridiculous to Duncan.
Yeah, Osmond's just super casually calm. I'm just kind of tuning the banjo. I'm just talking about it.
Listen, I'm sure that there's some sentimental value that's keeping you clinging to that thing, but trust me, it seems like an evil object. And it should be
Oh
done
no,
away
it
with.
is definitely evil. I can tell you that much. It is not once told me otherwise and or shown me otherwise. I don't know if you noticed what I did back there, but that is new.
This the banjo told you to do those things?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really that creative on my own. It just kind of gives me a bit of insight into some. Well, it thinks it's exciting. I think it's a bit morbid sometimes, but it gets the job done.
As he's rambling, Duncan's just gonna like shoot an eye over towards Moton and just be like, him next, you know, like do like a little head jerk.
I'm gonna shake my head no. And give a little weird bird smile again.
Yeah,
It is not
Osmond's eyes
harming
are-
anyone.
Osmond's eyes are just kind of blank, like while he's talking about this. He doesn't look like that smart of a guy. Yeah, you can assume he probably like does not. You don't know, but he probably doesn't recognize how evil this is, or if he does, he isn't worried or fazed by it at all.
Can't say I agree with everything that you've done here with this thing, but I saw you fighting, and well, as long as you and your banjo are aligned with us, it's good in my books. Goodness knows we've been allied with worse.
And I like you guys, and what it seems is my banjo likes you too. So, yeah, I think we'll be okay for a while.
Does that mean you'll consider staying with us?
Oh, I'd love to. I'm kind of a traveler. I go where the banjo tells me, so if it tells me I need to leave for a bit, I might, but, you know, we don't know which way the wind will blow on that one. Like I said, keep walking backwards.
Yes, remind me that we should probably give that a try at some point.
Altheo just kind of looks down at his staff, looks over at the banjo, just kind of like, For those of you that were not here previously, his staff is just this long, black, gross-looking staff that gives off this puff of smoke every now and then.
It's a branch of the Gulthias tree, a twig of the Gulthias tree. It's also a cursed object that can make twig blights.
Yeah, kind of bonded with me without my permission. So that's kind of neat.
That's no good. Consent is everything, everyone.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Gosh.
Kind of speaks in my mind sometimes. I don't know if your banjo does that, does it?
Occasionally, it tells me things. They're more of just mental images or projections, sometimes just like a thought or an emotion or a feeling, but sometimes I get words.
So sometimes it's more than a feeling.
Sometimes, not all the time.
Well, all this chit-chat about, whose demon object is talking to who is wonderful, but we've just cleansed this fane, and perhaps we can receive some new guidance.
Have
From
I
the beings
finished
that
with
inhabit it.
Vasilka yet?
Oh yes, by this point you have freed Vasilka.
I'm gonna hand her food.
She goes back to messily eating it once more, just kind of shoveling it into her mouth. Kind of just like the whole thing is past her. She has moved on past the whole combat.
I'm just gonna like sit and like help her eat normally because Rocky feels bad.
Okay. So you go and show her how to properly eat the food.
How does the abbot look?
He looks just kind of dazed, kind of bewildered.
Go.
I was aware of some of what I was doing, but I couldn't stop it. That
It's okay.
Cloven, he burned the mark into me and let that foul creature in.
It is finished. Place is cleansed. You are free.
Well, I don't know how I could ever thank you for that. I must say I owe you a great deal of gratitude.
Pleasure is mine. I'm gonna give him a nice bow. I don't suppose you remember me talking earlier about wishing to restore contact between our monasteries?
Yes, well, that would be delightful, really. But this land is kind of cut off now from the evils of the Dark Lord ruling over it. I'm afraid it's very difficult to move to and fro from here into other places.
Perhaps we can speak to this Dark Lord and see if he realizes what he's doing.
I wouldn't recommend that.
I mean, we talked
just
to the
shrug.
abbot and everything turned out alright.
I'm nodding slightly. Seems like a good idea.
This other one is different. You don't understand the beings that are here. All of them, they bow to him. He controls them all. Nothing comes in or out of this place without him
Then
knowing.
he's the perfect one to deal with.
We
Right to
can't
the
simply
source.
run up to the front door of Castle Ravenloft and seek him out.
I mean, you could, but you'd probably die.
That's why our best bet is to keep cleansing these fanes. And keep working to restore as much peace as we can to this land. Weaken him before we attempt a final encounter.
Telwyn chimes in. I mean, the ghost did say that every fane. Well, no, someone did say something about for every fane we cleanse, Strahd loses a little bit more power.
When you say you've cleansed, this is the only one you've cleansed?
We've cleansed another.
Oh, how many are there?
5, I believe.
I think it is 5. Let me no.
So 2 out of the 5 are cleansed right now.
And we know the location of the others, but...
And what were the other 3 again? Something about a windmill?
A windmill?
Um,
I'm guessing this is
I actually
a
don't have my
windmill.
notes anymore.
Something about a windmill, a
There was
swamp,
yeah.
and some hilltop?
Well, we know where the other one is for certain. You know, we had a close call with some things that seemed to give us information on it. In fact, I think that's what we decided what we were going to do next, was go after this next one. But,
Which one in particular should we go after?
I can't remember the exact name of the place. This is out of character. I'm just... It was the hill. Right?
Oh,
With-
Yesterhill, where the
Yester-
Gulthias tree
that's
was
right.
at.
It was the one on Yesterhill, that's right.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that should be... I can pull up the map here. Alright, so you guys are currently at Kresik in the Abbey. So the one you were going for was the Yesterhill one, right?
Well, nothing was set in stone just yet. We were still kind of musing about what we were going to do, because we have a bunch of leads in that area, actually.
Yeah.
We were going to either take a trip to Yesterhill, or we were going to go to the Amber Temple. But we needed to get geared up for that first.
Yeah, so the Fanes, there's one at Yesterhill that you know of. There's one in Berez, that little swamp area, and there's one at the Old Windmill.
Yes, we were warned away from the one in Berez because there was a really powerful witch there.
and then at Yesterhill, from what you guys know, it's more druids.
Yeah, we already kicked their asses. So it's just like, mopping up, they're just finishing we're just party crashers at this point.
Alright. So what would everybody like to do in the meanwhile? Alfio just kind of looks around, and he's just like, I need to do some thinking. He kind of looks a little bit askance. Brocky, that talisman you got from Cloven. Can you show me that symbol again?
I'll let him nod. Yeah, I'll pull it out and open it up for him.
Yeah, he takes a look at it. Just, yeah, I need to do a little bit of thinking about that. And I'm sure that the abbot, well, he could really use some help around here. I mean, he's in charge of a crazy house. And, I mean, I can always make more plant people to help him. Poor Trico didn't make it, but I can make more.
At hearing, this is Althea talking, right?
Yeah, I can't do the Australian accent.
Yeah, right. At hearing that, Duncan's gonna kind of look over shoulder. You're leaving us.
Yeah. I know it seems kind of short notice, but that locket that you found brings into question a lot of things I thought I had left behind. I need to kind of need to put together my thoughts on that. Maybe at some point I can meet up with you again, but just feel kind of worn, you know?
Rocky sighs a bit and then nods and just says, "Warren, you know?"
Duncan's just gonna shake his head and kind of give him a look. He's too proud to say, he's too proud to say that he needs him, that he wants him there. He's just like, fine, and he'll just kind of start storming out of the room into the courtyard.
Rocky will pull from his cloak a 4-branched twig and a wand and hand them over to Altheo.
Oh, thank you. I don't think I ever really see you give your good twigs out very often, Rocky.
I nod and I say, "Good twigs. Good twigs."
Well, we'll always stay friends, right? This isn't goodbye forever. I just need to take some time to think about what I want to do, and I need to investigate into this a little bit. And he points at the symbol on the locket. Some really bad stuff, and if that's connected with here, then it's not good at all. But it's something from my past, that I gotta deal with myself.
Rocky kind of tilts his head to the side, and then just leans in and rubs his head, and then pulls him into a hug and nods.
He returns the hug back.
This is my first hug.
Oh, really?
He's never hugged anybody before.
Wait a second. Would the hug be an original thought though? I'm just messing.
Son of a biscuit! It would though.
Oh, he's seen people hug before.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you.
Okay, yeah, I'm still gonna hug him. Just because I've seen people do that. But what do you think that's romantic? I don't know. I guess it's gonna be up to Alfio to see where to take this now.
yeah, I was gonna say
depends on how long you hold the hug for.
And how tight.
He's a kinker. You know that
Rocky
he would not.
doesn't know, so it's probably just like a little uncomfortably long.
Like zero social awareness.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, Kyle, like
It's about like
as he has his arms behind his back, you just see Rocky slowly lifts one arm up and clutch that arm as a love potion.
Oh my gosh, yes. your pens ready, folks. It's time for the fanfare. But
It's probably like a little bit 10 seconds too long of a hug. It's, yeah, I'm gonna miss you too, buddy. Usually hugs end by now.
I'll just kind of like shuffle a bit and then let him go and pat his new sticks.
Thanks.
Just as like a token of nostalgia, you just start repeating all the words that he's taught to you. Piss,
Oh, yeah, I have
shit,
a list.
dick.
Alfio
Yes.
just kind of like steps up beside the abbot, and just like, so, demon possession, huh? Yeah, I got some voices in my head too. It's kind of messed up.
While he's saying that, Rocky is going to say every single number and letter he knows. And then just sigh and say, I'm sick of ghost children. And then go to find Duncan.
I was about to say I was gonna walk out and go to where and follow Duncan out, noticing him storming out. I'm gonna approach behind next to him with my hands folded. What ails you, my child?
They all give up. That's what ails me. Because I don't want to see it through. I just want to leave. I don't want to continue a life here. I don't want to find some past. I just want to go home.
Yes, we all must travel different paths. Your friend, Altheo, he is struggling with things. He must figure out who he is. For if you know yourself, there is nothing left to know. Once he knows himself, he will be at peace. And then nothing will stop him.
I will put a hand on Duncan's shoulder, and in Madame Eva's voice, which I don't remember, I will say, merely survived, and then pause and say, as best I can, saved his life, kept him from death. Kind of like a mishmashed bunch of phrases. And if you'd like, I would be more than happy to roll performance to get my point across.
To who?
Duncan.
To get my point
Yeah.
across to Duncan, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, it just depends on how Duncan takes it.
Yeah, I don't know how to take it. Even me as a person, like I don't know, like I don't know what you're trying to get across. I assume you're just being like you're comforting.
Yeah, damn, is the 15 enough? I think it's enough.
You've been around Rocky enough to kind of like get the
Yeah.
feeling for what he's going for here.
Okay.
So, what he's trying to say, because I don't have enough words to mash it together, is that we're going to survive, and our goal is to survive, and that we'll save him too. Like, we'll get him out.
And what about you, Birdbrain? Are you going to leave? Are you going to leave me?
I kind of give him a kinky smile and say, "Are you going to leave me?"
We thought that you were gone once before. That changed my view of everything.
I will shake my head, smile, and in Madame Eva's voice again, I will say protection. And then, following that, I will give him a grin, and in Lady Fiona's voice, I will say, "I have money."
Duncan will just nod because he knows that Rocky's doing his best, and he'll just be like, "Fine, yes." To the end, then. To the end.
Rocky is going to sigh, just like the most dramatic, just pull out a pen, a quill, a bottle of ink, some parchment, and kind of make a gesture if you turn around, and on your back is going to scribe out on a little letter, "You are my family. I have nowhere else to go. I stay." And then hand you the note.
And Duncan will take that and he'll read it, and he'll just kind of like, is like he's got to really like hide his like quivering bottom lip, and he'll just be like, "That's wonderful. That's nice. We should probably move on."
I'm gonna put one of my talons on his on Duncan's shoulder. You have wonderful friends. They will not leave you. And you will not leave them. They'll always be with you. And here, I'm gonna tap his breastplate where his heart is.
I am so sorry because Rocky just can't like you. He's gonna. He just can't. Like, you're really nice, and I love playing with you, but he can't. You can still talk.
Yeah, you're
And you look like a
everything.
crow.
You're everything that he wants to be and more.
As you're all in this
He's
circle looking around at each other, you just hear a the spider lady just kind of like hisses and like curls around and just like plops down, falls asleep by her
And
pole.
I love you too, Spider Lady.
Rocky is going to look at Moana, and then look at Duncan, and then look back at Moana, and just kind of like roll his eyes just a little bit, and then make the same hissing sound. Just like replicate the exact same thing.
Duncan has nothing else to say. He's sufficiently awkward now. He feels sufficiently awkward.
Things to think about. And I'm gonna head back inside.
Alright, what does everybody else want to do?
At this point, as everybody went outside, Osmond's just gonna kind of create a little semicircle with the people that were still inside, including the remnants of that needle blight, kind of stack them up into a little pile, and is just gonna be sitting on the counter with his little semicircle, just playing a tune, trying to lighten the mood. I have no idea what's going on outside, but it's positive in here. I'm just trying to keep the mood light.
Rocky's just going to stick by Duncan and kind of see how he's doing, and just make it clear that Rocky's not going anywhere. And then I think he's going to look at the spider and make a raven call at it and just see what it does. Also, are there any ravens around?
Are there any what?
Ravens around?
Not that you could see around in the area right now.
Pooh. Okay.
Actually,
there
this is
any
too This is too triumphant of music right now. Hold on.
He's
We
being more
deserve it.
bittersweet. Yeah, there it is.
Alright, so you're now in this semicircle. Osmond's playing a little uplifting tune.
I enter, I'll notice the semicircle and I'll take a seat and join in.
I guess Duncan will make his way back.
This music's like vaguely Animal Crossing, and it's kind of exactly what I was going for. So I really appreciate it.
Osmond is now KK Slider.
He's a
I
very
am
KK
KK
Slider
Slider
himself.
Me, me.
Beautiful
do I
singing
see
voice.
in my like direct vicinity any like decent sticks?
Not in this courtyard or inside this. You could probably like go out to like one of like the. Oh, actually no, there are twigs from Trico. They're kind of.
Perfect. Well, no,
It's
they're
it's
usually
basically
undead.
Trico's corpse, but yeah.
I think I'll leave him to rest. I will just not collect twigs or sticks. And I will just close my eyes and grasp my holy symbol, and just kind of quietly pray, just to touch base. And I'm gonna take a short rest if that's fine, because I need some freaking HP because I'm dying.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's fine.
I was figuring if we were gonna take a short rest, I can actually give everyone a little bit of healing from that, because I am also feeling like pretty rough.
Sure, we could spend the night here. Abbott
Yeah,
would be
well,
more than welcome to. Or more
trust me,
than.
we don't want to spend the night here after. We did that one time, and it was not fun, right? There were
Well-
ghosts and crazy bloody nuns coming through the walls. It was
Well,
just
that
it's
was
horrifying.
when this place was evil. This place is good now.
Are you kidding me? There's still crazy abominations wandering the halls, except they don't have anyone to feed them anymore.
It'll all work out in the end.
Like,
Also,
there was crazy things. You don't understand. There was crazy things. We went through here, man, and like Altheo's looking in windows, and there were like people chanting and trying to like do some like crazy demonic spell. There were other people who were just like nuts and trying to eat one another. Like it was just like it's crazy.
This can
Crazy.
just be
It's
a
horrifying.
moment. This can just be a momentary reprieve. We don't need it to be long term. I'm not the type to stick in one place for too long anyway.
If you're doing your Song of Rest too, I think you give everybody else like a extra D8 of healing.
Yes, I do. That's what I was telling him.
So everybody that heals up can take an extra D8 from Osmond.
It is actually a D6. I don't think it's a D8 yet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I think it's just
I'm thinking of my bard from Sunday.
Well, hang on. It might be a D8.
No, it's depends on what level you are. I think it's probably not a D8 yet.
Right, that's enough.
Yeah, not till 9th level. It's just a D6, but hey, it's still a D6.
All right, so short rest.
Fancy chips.
Short rest is a hit dice, correct? Hit dice.
Yeah.
Hit dice.
I kind of figured that we'd end up just taking a long rest after this. I mean, I can't see us just going from here to anywhere else without stocking up on supplies and doing, just taking a rest or a day or something.
I mean, the short rest can help just in case we walk outside and something like all hell breaks loose. So
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I mean,
Wouldn't hurt anything.
it's happened before.
Yeah.
I will spend. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. How do I spend a specific amount?
I think you just have to keep clicking it.
Okay. So that's one. How many do I want to spend? 6. I'll spend 2 more.
Oh yeah, you can just keep going, eh?
Okay.
Osmond's probably gonna spend 4, and then remember, everybody, you get a D6 afterwards.
Oh, shoot. And a D6.
Alright. As everybody's healing up with this short rest, I'm going to end with a moment of peace and happiness for once on this session. You guys all feeling a little good. That's a bittersweet moment, but for the first time you guys actually feel like a spark of hope has hit the land.
Yeah, until we run into Strahd and his flunkies again, and they put us in our place, and we're just reminded at how small we actually are.
Welcome to level 7.
Hey, yeah.
It's better than going everywhere and all-powerful beings just knowing your name and having a personal vendetta against you, even though you haven't done anything to them yet.
Speaking from experience, obviously.
No, not at all.
You're too dangerous to be kept alive.